I'm Loretta Rose, and you've just tuned in to Street Talk with Loretta Rose. We're on location at Russell County Judicial System. We're going to take you behind the wall, and today they're having a ribbon cutting ceremony and also a court program graduation. We're going to take you inside and you're going to see the positive effect of the wonderful resources that are provided here through Russell County Judicial System and community partners. Stick with me. We're going to go inside and we want to thank Judge Bellamy and Emmy Brooks with East Alabama Mental Health Center for allowing us to come in to capture this for the community. It's Street Talk with Loretta Rose here on Cable TV.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Judge Bellamy, and I want to welcome all of you to this occasion. We had an official announcement. It's for several different things. I'm the judge of the specialty courts, and I'll tell you a little more about that in a few moments. But we have several things on the agenda today. Ribbon cutting ceremony for the prescription drop box. Is that right? According to Miss Diana, and they take care of me, and I'm going to tell you about all the other people who do all of this and help me do all of this. She said we would do a prayer first, cut the ribbon, and then we'll have a ceremony. At the end of that ceremony, after that, we will have a graduation. And I'll explain what we do in our courts, introduce some people to you, and let you know what they do. And then we'll have a few light refreshments. Mr. Knapp, who is an assistant district attorney, is a very spiritual person. He's been a blessing to the drug court team. He's going to give us an invocation. Brother Knapp, please.
Dear Lord, thank you for gathering us all together here today. Thank you for the testimony of the people here who have worked hard, both on the treatment side and in being treated. Thank you for the wisdom that you've given the men and women here. Lord, I ask that you would continue to give us wisdom, continue to help us, and only in your strength can we do what we do. Thank you for being here with us. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen. The next thing she asked me to do was cut the ribbon. Is that correct? That's inside. We have the box here. And Miss, you want to tell them why it's important to have this box here? You willing? You want to give comments as well?
Put on the spot, Judge.
Well, I'll tell you why it's important if she does. You'd be amazed at how many people, having done this for many, many years, I remember one of my very close friends passed away. And he was happy, you know, how people come to visit and what have you, offer condolences. But one person came, and guess what they did? They went to the bathroom, and guess what they did in the bathroom? Started getting the prescription drugs. So if there are drugs that are not being used, they ought to be put in, if they're overdue, they need to be put in a box like this. That's the important. Miss, I'm sorry, your name? She works at Mental Health, and she wants to make some comments, please, before we cut the ribbon.
Yes, thank you so much, everybody, for coming over. So this project is organized by the prevention team of East Alabama Mental Health, and I'm so thankful for a coalition that we built here in Russell County, very active members in the community, and this is one of our first projects, okay? So aside from the prescription drug take-back events that we are doing every April and October, we wanted to put up prescription drug boxes here and hopefully in the other courthouse to promote awareness that safe and proper disposal of unused and prescription drugs is very important to prevent from opioid misuse, addiction, and accidental deaths. And also for the environment as well. Don't flush into your toilets.
Exactly. At this time, then we will cut, and I will tell you the other thing. When they had an event last Saturday at Fort Mitchell, and after I left, I went to visit a friend of mine who lived in Fort Mitchell who's a veteran. And he gave me a half bag full. He said I should have been there. So I got a bag and I'm gonna drop them in there as soon as we finish this.
Awesome.
That's good.
There you go. Yay.
All right. Here we go. All right.
Oh, I love it. Okay, good.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The table doesn't move.
It's bolted, okay? And that's how easy it is.
All right, that's it. All right, thank you. All right. All right, back to the next part of the program. Thank you. First of all, before I do this, I want to say the people who help and take care of this there are many people. Mr. Tommy Powell is the coordinator. Ms. Powell, raise your hand. Next to him is Miss Debbie, Miss Diana. They are the staff who handle drug court. They keep it all together for me. It takes a special kind of person to do this particular kind of work. It has to be a calling. We come in contact with so many people who have so many issues, who have so many concerns, and they do a wonderful job in taking care of those persons and also taking care of Judge Bellamy. In addition to them, we have a prosecutor, Mr. Steve Knapp, who works for Mr. Rick Chancey and Mr. Kenneth Davis. Mr. Chancey, raise your hand. And you have your guesses who from DA? Well, thank you, Kevin, for being with us also. Mr. Knapp is the prosecutor. They have to approve the people that come to our court. We also have 2 attorneys who are assigned to our court, too. One is here with us today. There's Mr. Jamie Graham. He does the mental health court. The other attorney could not be here, who is Mr. Chuck Floyd. But also, with the persons that we have in our courts, we have mentors, particularly, it started with the Veterans Court. Mr. Leroy Davis, come up and introduce all the mentors you have for your courts. He is in charge of the mentors,
Thank you, Judge.
certified by the National Drug Court Association.
Yes, I want to start with my mentor. Would you please come up?
And the pastors, too, that help.
Yes.
Not only veterans, but pastors also. All right.
I will start from my left with Lakeisha Stringer. She's one of the senior mentors. Minister Campbell, he's a retired Army. Lakeisha is Navy. Betty Brewer is a retired Army. And Kate White Williams, who also is retired Army. Myself, I'm retired Navy. And we have Minister Warren, who's a minister, and she's a mentor, and all of these people are great. It takes special people like these to work with the people in the drug treatment program, because there's 3 courses, as the judge said, and our motto is treatment, vice incarceration. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Not only do we have Minister Warren, we also have Minister Campbell. Thank you. And,
Yeah, he is.
I'm sorry, Mr. Campbell, I apologize. I see you. And Minister Chris, who's not, is Minister Chris here?
No.
Okay. But these people volunteer their time. They do not get paid, but they help us with all the clientele. A little bit about our drug courts before we go into the graduation. The adult drug court program requirements 18 months, then 100 hours of community service, required to have a job if not disabled, and submit to random drug screens throughout that 18-month period. Currently, we have 18 active participants. The mental health court requirements are 12 months long, 20 hours community service, treatment as needed, required to have a job if not disabled, submit to random drug tests. Currently, we have 13 persons in the mental health court. The cost of housing in the Veterans Court, let's see, what the numbers on that? Oh, she didn't give me those numbers. Presently, how many we have approximately?
Approximately what, 10?
About 10 or 11 veterans, 100 hours community service, random drug screens also. Another person I just thought about too is Dr. Hire, who is a VA representative. Dr. Hire is not here today, but she coordinates the treatment for the Veterans Courts with all the VA facilities. She's here? Oh, yes, I intend to do. I apologize. Thank you. We also have our county commission chairman, and I want him to listen to some of the numbers I'm going to tell you. Mr. Chance Corbett, we're glad to have you here, on crutches even. I just hope your physical therapy goes as well as mine did. I am so blessed. I have had a knee replacement. Next month will be 1 year and able to do what I can do. It costs to house an inmate in Russell County Jail, which you probably know, $46 per day. If it's for a year for mental health court, guess what? $16,500 a year. They're not in jail. We monitor them, we keep contact with them. Mental health courts, $21,162 per year. The cost of housing an inmate in the state prison system is $65 per day, which comes to $23,725 for mental health, $35,587 for adult and vet courts. Those are dollars that are not being used from the county and the county jail. And those are dollars that are not being used and spent in the state penitentiary. They're right here in our community who are being monitored and who are being watched and being assisted in every way they need and what have you. So I think it's very important, and we're proud to say that we have those 3 courts. There are many counties in this state who do not have one of these courts. But right now there's a push on to try and get everyone to have adult drug courts. We also have another person that we partner with, and that's Miss Sharon George Duncan, who does community corrections. Those persons who would in fact be going to the state penitentiary, rather than going to the state penitentiary, actually wind up doing their time here in the community, doing community service, going through the treatment courts, and providing tax dollars, as opposed to being taken care of by the state at the rate of, I said, at the state penitentiary was $40-some per day. So I think our courts are doing a wonderful job. I commend Mr. Powell and his staff, all the volunteers who come and do all that they do to help these people who graduate. We don't have a speaker, but we just came back from the state CRO, court referral officer, who does the assessments for us and drug treatment court program, state of Alabama. And there were 2 people that spoke. And I bought 2 books. As a matter of fact, I read this one last night, Under the Bridge. Under the Bridge by a lady named Blossom. At 18 years old, 19 years old, she became an addict on crack. And she was on crack for 18 years. It took her 18 years going through purity hell, living under a bridge. She gave her personal testimony. But through treatment and with God's help, she was able to become, now she works at the University of Alabama. She's doing treatment, she's writing a book, she's about to start a house for other individuals who need help and assistance. Her thing is, one of the things she said that impressed me was, don't follow everybody who you think your friend. Do what you know is right, and don't just follow along with the crowd. She was a very attractive young lady. She was like the queen, like Miss Phoenix City in her hometown, and did a lot of things. She actually quit high school 4 hours short of getting a degree, a diploma, because she got cut off from the cheerleading team. Yeah. I mean, bad decisions that young people make. And she's giving her testimony. The other person that spoke and told us that pain is inevitable, but winning is optional was Dr. Bell, a PhD. Dr. Bell was working on her degree at Auburn and was an avid jogger. And she got hit, and one of her co-workers, a lady who was jogging with her, got killed. She was told she would never walk again in her life. But what she said to us was, don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. It's one of the things that I have tried to tell myself and tell other young people. One of the scriptures I learned in church many years ago, with God, all things are possible. I would have been judged 2 or 3 years earlier had I not listened to some other people. I was told I would be judged by a very spiritual woman. She told me I would be judged here in Phoenix City. She got a chance to see me become a municipal court judge. But do what God has in mind for you, and only you know what God has in mind for you. But don't choose to lose, always choose to be a winner. That's my comments to you and to the graduates that we have here today. Are we ready for the graduation, Mr. Powell? All right. Celebrate those individuals for what they've done and the others that are coming behind them. I want to thank the county for all the support they've given, the district attorney's office for what they've done in the past. The city of Phoenix City has been a sponsor. AFLAC actually helped sponsor our mentors to a training at the national level. And and all the other persons who give her their time and their efforts and energies. Did I miss anything, Ms. Stanley?
Nope.
Ms. Powell, any comments? Mr. Chance, Chairman, would you like to have any comments? Mr. Chance.
Let me just say real quick.
Mr. Chance, by the way, will be our district attorney-elect unless they write my name in more than his. Which they will not do, and I will not accept.
So I want to thank Judge Bellamy for starting this program. This is a really, and I've seen some of the people that have graduated and the effects of what drugs, alcohol, or other issues have in people's lives. And hopefully we do a really good job of giving those who need the help the opportunity they need before the incarceration takes over. And I've seen people and the positive effects it has. And look, the mentors here do an amazing job. Thank you so much for what all of you do. It wouldn't work without our mentors. And maybe, just maybe, some of those who graduate will come back and help mentor some others and help them through the, I guess, the valleys they're walking through in their life. So thank you so much, and all those who help us and spend so much time and effort. And after hours, Judge Bellamy, sometimes 5 o'clock means nothing to him. And we appreciate everybody hanging in there, and especially Jamie and Stephen for hanging in there with everybody, and Chuck Floyd for everything they do to make this program work. So thank you so much, and thank you, Judge. Great program.
Thank you all for allowing me, because the DA has to approve the people that come to our court. So thank you for your attitude.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Knapp. Yes.
When we were at the state drug court conference this summer, they gave us some numbers. A judge in a sister county of ours here in Alabama, very similar prices to us. They said that the average graduate saves the county $22,000. And the number they gave is $22,240. I put those together with approximate numbers for how many people we've graduated in the last 10 years. And our courts have approximately saved the county $352,385.60. So we're helping people's lives and helping the county to make our community a better place. And thank you, Judge, for everything.
Thank you. My last comment is, all of us know persons who have some of these issues. One of the other things that was said at the conference is, particularly in the minority community, we don't like to deal with mental health issues. We don't like to deal with those things. But it's important that we realize that all of us can make referrals to people who have issues. Mr. Warren, I want to thank you, because she worried me and she worried me and she worried me. She was on the board of East Alabama Mental Health until I started in mental health court. But I see the importance of it. And there are people who are in our jails who need mental health treatment much more so than they need incarceration. Thank you all for being here. Refreshments are available. Thank you.
And now we are talking to Pastor Warren. She is a wonderful community advocate here in this Tri-City community, and she's here today. I heard your name called out. First of all, let the community know where you serve in the community, because I believe you have your own church.
Good morning, first of all, and thank you so much for this interview.
Yes.
I serve as one of the mentors for the mental health courts, as well as Veterans Court and Drug Court. I serve as one of the mentors. I pastor Greater Peace and Goodwill AME Church in Phoenix City, Alabama, in the Crawford community. And this just has been something awesome. We had a graduation here today and other awareness. And Judge Bellamy is the judge on this particular program.
Wow.
As he said earlier, I bugged him until he started this program, which is the mental health program. Is a program that is greatly needed.
Yes.
And I would like to stress at this time that just because it says mental health, it does not mean that someone is crazy.
Absolutely.
Because mental health is just like anything else. It is a disease of the mind, which a lot of people, you know, when you go through divorce or you lose a job, and with the situation with the coronavirus, you just become so overwhelmed.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
don't know what to do or where to go, so you begin to panic, you begin to stress out. So this is something great.
Yes.
Don't feel bad about it if you say you are diagnosed with depression or panic anxiety, because there are help. The greatest shame and embarrassment is that you never seek the help. Many people walk around that have this, but they are in denial. And when you are in denial, many things could happen. But there are programs that are out there. There are people that are out there that you can be comfortable with. There are life coaches. There are mentors.
Yes.
There are so many things that are out there. There's someone that you can talk to.
Wow, wow.
So we just want to encourage each and every one to don't feel embarrassed about it, don't feel sad about it, or try to hide it. This is something, as they say, the elephant that's been in the closet for a long time.
Wow.
And it needs to come out.
Wow.
Because there is help for you.
Yes, and Russell County, you all have demonstrated that. This is such a wonderful, beautiful day here in the city of Phoenix City, what we are witnessing. I want to commend you for bugging him. Because if that's what it takes, let's continue to bug until they move. So, but let me tell you another thing. I see the other twist of this. You are pastor. You serve the body of Christ. So you see outside of the employment, outside of family, counseling families, the traumatic experience and the effect of it.
Yes.
Because mental health is, like she said, it has to do with the mind, your thought process, how you are handling and processing what you're dealing with. It's traumatic experience.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And we all have had traumatic things to happen at some point. If you haven't, keep living. Because life happens, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So thank you so much. East Alabama Mental Health Center, Russell County Judicial System, you all are doing it right. This is what's happening in Russell County. Great things are happening here in Russell County, in Phoenix City, Alabama. I love it. It has been a ribbon cutting and a graduation ceremony. And it's all about preventive measures. And as you can see, the drop box is right behind us. Well, they just had a graduation, and one of the graduates is willing to share his testimony. So, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you don't mind, tell us your name.
My name is Willie Forte Jr.
All right, all right. Well, congratulations. I want to let you know that your testimony is a light of hope to others. And if you don't mind, could you tell us what program did you go through?
Mental health.
Okay, praise God. Awesome. Many people, it's a real matter, and it should be taken serious. I commend you for that, because that's a strong man to admit that, okay, I need some assistance in this area. And first of all, I didn't even know we had that here in Russell County. So do you mind sharing how your program was, and what would you like to say to those that have supported you?
Well, it's been a long road for me.
Right.
And so I try to stay positive about, keep God first in everything I do.
Absolutely, brother.
And so I had to go through trials and tribulations and all kinds of stuff to try to keep myself right.
Amen.
And, at the same time, try to keep myself grounded.
Absolutely.
So,
wow.
it's tough.
Yeah.
But I
But
had
you
to
made
do
it.
Yes.
You made it.
Mm-hmm.
See, you made it. You did it. There are so many others out there want to make the move, but don't know how to make the move. What would you say to them that is on the other side of the camera? See, you made the move.
Well, only thing that I could say is, to be confident within yourself, and to be, have God first in your life.
Yes.
And so just try not to pay attention to what people are trying to tell you in your ear.
Wow.
Because sometimes some things that they say are not good things.
Absolutely.
So
oh, wow.
we are trying to be one with God, and that's it.
Wow, I love it. I love it. So this is great. And I want to say shout out to East Alabama Mental Health Center. You get out here and you make things happen. I love it. See, I didn't know there was an actual program that people can go through that need that assistance. And sometimes some people just need the motivation and someone to encourage them along the way. And that's what I see has happened today. What would you like to say to those instructors or those that was over the program? Because I know you want to say thank you and your heart is overjoyed with gratitude for them. So this is your opportunity to thank them again.
Yes, I would like to thank people that have supported me through this year.
Yes.
And and plus I would like to thank the Lord Almighty
Amen.
for
Yes.
handling, the situation for me.
Praise God.
Because I know that without prayer, you can't do nothing.
Yes.
So
Awesome.
just try to believe and try to understand, because you might think that you know yourself when you really don't. Only God knows yourself.
Ooh, come on.
So I would like to say thank you for those who have supported me through this.
Awesome. We celebrate you. Can I give you a hug?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. You're a light of hope for the community. There are others out there that may be where Willie was. See, he's a new man. Where he was and where you're probably at this very moment. He is a testament that you can come out and you are an overcomer. Willie, you're an overcomer.
Thank you.
Yes, I love it. This is what's happening in Russell County. And shout out to Judge Bellamy and his courtroom and the entire staff in East Alabama Mental Health Center. This is what's happening in Phoenix City and Russell County. We have caught up with Rick Chancey, Chief Deputy of District Attorney.
That's right.
That's very huge.
It sounds more important than it is.
Well, you are very important to the community,
Yep.
and you do so many things behind the scene. Now, I know today is a proud moment for you.
So the drug court program, which includes, we also have veterans court, drug court, mental health court. These are what we call our specialty courts. And what we are doing a Take Back the Drug event today. And we've dedicated a box here that's been provided to us that we'll have here at the courthouse for anybody who wants to drop off prescription drugs, as you know. So we're just excited that our drug program, which includes not only drug court, mental health court, and veterans court, is helping to address some much needed issues in our community.
Absolutely.
But for this, these people could be headed for incarceration if they don't get the help they need, and this is trying to intervene in their lives before they get to the next step.
Wow, that's wonderful. It's a positive alternative.
It is. There's so I've been doing this, practicing law for 28 years, and the two biggest needs I've seen over the years is probably mental health and drugs. Drugs is a huge issue that just about every crime we deal with has drugs somewhere in the context of the crime, in one way or another. And some people are criminals who do drugs, and some people who do drugs who then commit criminal acts. And it's a concerted effort to try to find out those that need the help they need, that are doing bad things because they need help. And Judge Bellamy saw that need and started these courts, and so far it's been a success. As you've seen today, we had several graduate from the program, which means they've gone through a rigorous oversight program for months and months and had to accomplish many tasks. And once they do all that and convince the judge that they have reached their goal, they get to do what we did today, which is a graduation event.
Wow,
Yep.
wow, I love it, and congratulations to the graduates. Now, there may be someone watching. What are signs to look for? Someone may be a parent or grandparent, someone at home. What are some signs to look for if you're concerned about your family member? Because some parents don't even know what to look for.
So the drug problem probably starts out small, and I know that marijuana is heading toward legalization all around this country.
Wow.
But there's big arguments on whether it's a gateway drug or not, but it is a drug, and it has some effect on people. So regardless of what it is, whether it's marijuana or prescription drugs, or one of the harder street drugs, you need to keep an eye on your kids especially. Watch their behaviors. If they're gone and you don't know where they are,
That's good.
if they're getting in trouble at school, or if things come up missing. And it seems to me that it's things coming up missing because they need money to buy their drugs. And
Good
so,
point.
if, you keep an eye out if things are missing, and or you're seeing them with cash, you don't know where it came from.
That's true.
So it takes a vigilant eye, and you can't just turn your head. You got to keep an eye on it. With the elderly, we have people who are taking money from the elderly. So if you have elderly parents, watch your siblings, watch their neighbors, watch their accounts, watch their stuff.
That's good.
Because we see people taking things from elderly who are using it for drugs and other purposes. So I think it's more just keeping your eyes open as to what's going on, because you usually can tell there's a problem and you ignore it. So
That's good.
it's not finding it, it's ignoring it.
Ignoring it.
Yeah.
Wow, great tips. Great tips, DA. In the box.
Bring your stuff down.
Yes.
We got a place to drop them off. This is a spot where it'll be right inside the door here. So you come right in and drop off all your drugs, no questions asked. And we'll put them in there, and then somebody from the DEA or our Sheriff's Department will come clean this out, hopefully all the time as we fill this thing up.
Absolutely.
Painkillers are a big problem in our community. And we have kids getting them and passing them around at the schools. And, where are the kids getting them from?
That's right.
From houses, from families' houses, from family members. There's no reason for these drugs to be laying around your house. If you don't need them, if you're not prescribed them anymore, don't need them anymore, get rid of them.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, you can bring them here.
There you go.
And I just want to thank you all for all that you do behind the scenes. This is preventive measures. I love it. They are doing what's better for the community as a whole. I love it. This is beautiful. This is good news that's happening in Russell County. You're watching here on cable TV. Now I have caught up with who I call our community attorney, Attorney Jamie Graham, and I often call him Judge as well. Thank you so much for your time. I know you are filled with gratitude with today. The graduates. First of all, what would you like to say to the graduates?
Well, congratulations. It's not an easy program to get through. At times we anticipate setbacks. We had one graduate today who never had a setback, and that was really wonderful to see. It was also good to see that one of my own clients that I got into the program graduated today.
Oh, wow.
So it's good to see that they're good people, just made a mistake.
Yes.
And they have this opportunity to correct that mistake. And they have, and it's really good to see.
I love it. I love it. Positive resources. And I love it that, and I've said it before, to see our local attorneys and judges that are looking for positive alternatives for the citizens. Sometimes they just don't know how to get there.
So when I was a prosecutor, prison isn't for everybody. And the crime they may have committed doesn't necessarily warrant a prison sentence. And these programs, which we've slowly created, they're such a benefit to the person. Like Judge Bellamy said, it keeps them out of the prison system with additional costs, and they have to give back to their community during the process.
Absolutely.
So it's really good to see.
I love it. Well, we want to thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being a mentor, not only an attorney and soon to be judge, but you are a mentor.
It's part of giving back.
Absolutely.
Is what it is, and it's very gratifying for me.
Absolutely. I love it. This is what's happening. Phoenix City, Russell County, Alabama, you got it right. And this is what the world needs to see. Finding those positive alternatives for the citizens. Being the voice for them. Because sometimes when they go through life, because life happens, they don't know which road to turn. But to have someone to provide a road path for them to the road of success, Thank you. This is what you all are doing here.
Thank you.
Awesome. My pleasure. You're watching here on cable TV. And now we have caught up with Mr. Leroy Davis. He's the host of Veterans Views and an advocate for the veterans. So tell us about the program you serve with.
Well, I serve as the mentor coordinator of Veterans Treatment Court, but we also mentor in drug court and in mental health court. But we really serve in Veterans Treatment Court because we believe in treatment vice incarceration. So we get these veterans who come back from combat or war, they may get in a little minor trouble for domestic violence or even drugs usage. So instead of putting them in jail, we put them in a treatment program.
That's wonderful.
So Dr. High, who's not here today, and myself, we work, and we may send them to a program in Mississippi or down in Augusta, Georgia, or even Florida, and they may be gone for 45 days.
Oh, wow.
Now, we do know that there are people who have setbacks. So when they have a setback, we don't go and put them in jail. We go and get them more treatment. So we've even sent them away for 6 months treatment, like Birmingham. But they're in an in-house treatment program there. They're being monitored on a daily basis, and they even teach them skills, say, if they don't have good computer skills, they'll teach them skills. So when they're in those programs for treatment, you still have to do other things with them. So that's one of the things. And then sometimes they get them a part-time job. And if they don't have an income, if they're not a disabled veteran, then they get them food stamps. So while they're in the treatment program, the food stamps feed them. And when they get out of the program, they give them their food stamp card and they bring it back here with them. Because they still have to come back to us to finish the program.
Wonderful.
So, and like I said, we do help the judge in drug court, also in mental health court. We monitor and mentor them as well.
Wonderful. There may be some viewers watching and maybe a veteran and may not have never known this type of service is available.
Well, what I would say to veterans and to civilians out there, anybody, if you have an issue, don't be ashamed. Come up here and talk to us and let us help you. Wives, mothers, fathers, if you got a child who's having those kind of issues, come and let us know so that we can help them. We can't help if we don't know.
Absolutely. I love it. You are ready to help. I love it.
We are here for you.
Wow.
We want to make our community a better and a safer place to live. And if helping you find yourself, I should say, because sometimes we let peer pressure get us into trouble. So it can get us into drinking, smoking, shooting up needles, doing cocaine. We have to just let those kind of friends go.
Absolutely.
So if we can help you and get you away from them and get you into treatment, I can promise you, you're going to be a better man or a better woman.
I love it. So today, you're seeing the power of choices. Wow. And there are great resources available if you need the help. This is what's happening in Russell County. All right, we have caught up with, I'm going to call him the man of the hour, Judge Bellamy, and he is the community judge, I like to call him. Yes, our community judge. Thank you so much, Judge. First of all, congratulations on your many years of service to this community. How many years have you been serving here?
I've been serving full-time now, 24, and I did 14 years as a municipal court judge in Phoenix City. So if we add those together, at least 38 years as judge, and I was blessed to do a little time as judge up in Camp Hill too. So we've been judging over 40
That's
years.
why he's our community judge. This is wonderful. Congratulations. This is a success story, a success journey.
Yes.
How many years have you all been providing services like this with graduation and programs?
We started drug court over 15 years ago. When I became a district court judge, I asked the presiding judge then, who was Judge Green. I said, Judge Green, I said, can we look at possibly starting an adult drug court? He says, if you want to do it, I'll give you my blessings. And he did, and we started back then.
Wow. I love what Pastor Warren says. She bugged you on the mental health program. I'm so glad she did.
Yeah, I'm glad she did too. We started the adult drug court first, and then I was a juvenile court judge, so I started a family dependency drug court and the juvenile drug court, which Judge Collins does now. I'm blessed to have some wonderful judges.
Yes.
The only court I did not start, and Judge David Johnson started, the Veterans Court. And he started that one probably about 6, 7 years ago. And we've done all of them. But Minister Warren, she said, just Bell, you need to do a mental health court. I think there were only probably about 7 or 8 in the entire state.
Wow.
And I said, okay, Minister Warren, I'll go ahead and do it. So I decided to do it.
Wow.
And my other judges have really, really been a blessing to us to allow me to do these particular specialty courts, and they've taken over some other responsibilities. So I'm blessed to have Judge Collins, Judge David Johnson, and Judge Walter Gray. They have been a tremendous blessing to me in my service as presiding judge.
I love it. I love Russell County because you all got it right. Not only you serve behind the bench, but you get out here and serve the people in the community.
It's amazing. They did the Peel Rock thing last week in Fort Mitchell, and I just happened to go by and see a veteran friend of mine, and he said, yeah, he said, well, I said, you should have been there. So he said, well, I didn't make it. He said, so here, take this old bag full, and that's where we deposited the first ones there.
Wow,
That's a need
I
for
love
that in the
it. Isn't that
community.
awesome?
It
Yes.
is, it is.
As a judge, been serving many years, to see where we have come from, how does it feel to see, because this is good, this is great. Many didn't get this opportunity, but this is what's moving forward. How does it feel though? Because you've been serving for so many years, and to see this good spot.
Well, when you see it and you see it's working well, and having just gone through the pandemic for a couple of years, I told my colleagues that they would allow me, that I would be glad to serve in the capacity of specialty court judge for the next 2 years to give them an opportunity to catch up on all the cases that we're not able to try because of the lack of having jury terms and what have you.
Wow.
So I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. I hope to do it for 2 more years part-time.
You have such a servant heart, and it shows through your service. As we get ready to let you go, I heard you speaking to the graduates, and you were such an inspirational speaker to them. Although you said we didn't have a speaker, but you were the speaker. You did it so well. What would you like to say to the graduates and those that are watching that would like to participate in a program like this?
The thing I tell the graduates is that you've been successful, and you know those other persons who are out there who have some of the same issues. Encourage them and let them know they too can become successful. And to those who are in the community, you know, I mean, it may be your grandson, it may be your nephew, it may be your brother. I have people call me Judge Bell, what can I do with so-and-so and so-and-so? To let them know that we do have some resources here in Russell County. The East Alabama Mental Health is mandated by the statute to treat anyone who has an addiction problem, and of course anybody who has mental health issues. So we need to make sure we make the referrals. Sometimes people just don't know where they can go. So we make referrals all the time. And if they have an issue with the criminal justice system, that's the only time we can get involved with them. And let me give kudos to Judge Lofton at the municipal court. We have people who've been in municipal court who he's seen that has some mental health issues, and he'll make referrals also. He and Judge Gray, who does the district court, they see it on the first line. And a lot of the persons who are there, have issues, and they need to get on their meds and be monitored and what have you, and not necessarily be placed in jail. People who do violent offenses need to be in jail. We need to protect our community. People who have mental health issues and addictions, they need to be treated.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, you heard it from Judge Bellamy. This is what's happening in Russell County, in Phoenix City, the Tri-City community. I love it. You're watching here on cable TV. My pleasure. Together we make a difference.
Indeed we do.
Yes, God bless. All right, we have caught up with Emmy Brooks with East Alabama Mental Health Service. And Emmy, today is a good day.
It is. I am so happy. It's a great turnout, Miss Loretta. Thank you for coming.
Yes, beautiful. Of course. Well, the drop box has arrived. You have been talking about this for a very long time.
Yes.
How does it feel to see, and it's already prescription medications already have been dropped off? How does that feel?
Yes, it feels awesome. If not with our team, the coalition team, this would not be very possible. And it's great to have a place in Russell County where people can come in just anytime, no questions asked, turn in your expired and unused prescription drugs and hey, it's right there. If you can go
Wow.
to our events, come on here and drop off your
Yes.
prescriptions.
Yes. So if you have been watching Street Talk, and we've been talking about prescription drug take back, well, Emmy and the coalition, Prevention Coalition team, were the ones that organized that. And they had been talking about they're going to have a drop box place here. So that's why we're here today to celebrate it in the ribbon cutting. And it was just a collaborative, wonderful program with the graduation. To see that what you all have been out here serving in the community, but we're seeing a positive effect of it. People are bringing medication and dropping it off. That means drugs are coming off the streets and out of the wrong people's hands and things like that.
Yes, that's one of the main goals of this coalition, to keep the community safe.
Yes.
And your home safe from drugs, because it's not only the adults are getting affected. Kids right now are also into experimental stages where, hey, my friends, like, you want to try it or what? Keep our home safe. And one way of doing that is, if it's unused and expired, bring it here. We don't want your kids to get in touch of those drugs.
Absolutely.
It's a big danger.
All right. And tell the community your role with East Alabama Mental Health Service.
Yes, I am the Prevention Services Coordinator of East Alabama Mental Health, and we go to communities. We go to different communities to help promote awareness of the dangers of ATOD, which is alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs, and that is prescription drugs that we are focusing in Russell County with this coalition.
Amazing. And it is really doing great in the community. We're seeing the effect of it. Lives are being changed and saved as a result of it. What would you like to say to the graduates before we let you go?
That's awesome too, yes.
Yes.
I'm hoping there's going to be more graduates in the future, right? And we'll make this a trend. The community, them knowing that there are people out there who are trying their best to survive from this epidemic, they need a little bit pat on their backs.
Absolutely.
And hey, congratulate them.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to you all.
Thank you.
This is what's happening. We have enjoyed it. We want to thank Emmy Brooks for inviting us. We want to thank Judge Bellamy for inviting us as well. We want to thank the community partners that have come together for this great event. Those that are out here serving the community when you don't see it in the camera, okay? Today we're seeing the effect of those that are out here serving behind the scenes. Lives are being transformed. Families are being saved. Lives are being saved. Children are being saved. This is protecting our community and families. I love it. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Ms. Loretta. Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed this wonderful Street Talk edition on location at Russell County Judicial System. We've had a great time, and thank you for having us. You've been watching here on Beam TV.